Oh, here we go. We're live.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Monday night segment of Horsefly Chronicles Radio with myself, Julia Syracusa, and Phil Syracusa. We're broadcasting live from the International Public Radio and the United Paranormal Radio Network on 105.3 FM from New Orleans. This evening's show is fully sponsored by Carnation, so we want to thank them for their sponsorship. We love them. You will have to do a few things in order to participate. Go over to the YouTube channel, UFO Paranormal Radio or International Public Radio. You can also go into all of the Facebook stations, UFO Paranormal Radio Network, UFO Undercover with Joe Montaldo, News on the Flip Side, also Twitch, SoundCloud, Podbean. Also go over to our group, Horsefly Chronicles Radio, and join if you haven't already. And if you have any questions for our guests, please ask. So today, guys, we have a really amazing guest who I am really excited to speak to. So please let's welcome April, the psychic housewife of New Jersey, the celebrity psychic medium, natural born clairvoyant, remote viewer, automatic writer, ghost hunter, and shaman. April was featured on the Travel Channel's hit series, The Holzer Files. She's the host of Live Readings with April, the psychic housewife of New Jersey, where she performs live psychic medium readings to a live audience, which airs on Facebook every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. April has been communicating with the spirits since the age of 4, after she was visited by her deceased father, who passed away 2 years prior. April has investigated some of the most haunted places in the U.S. and accurately relates messages from the spirits who inhabit these haunted locations. For more information, go to her website, intuitive, april.com. So please let's welcome April to the show.
Hey
Welcome.
guys, thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Thank you
Now,
so much for
you
coming
go
on.
by the Haunted Housewife?
Yes.
Oh my God, I died when I saw that. I'm like, that is freaking great.
I know. Well, that's
Let's be
basically what I
together.
am. That's so funny. Well, we have a lot to talk about.
Yes, we do.
So tell us, how did this all start for you, Mel? Like how did it start?
You know, it's funny. I was just writing it down today. I started when I was 4. At 2 years old, my dad passed away. So my mom remarried. So 2 years later, we moved into my stepdad's house, and I woke up one night and my deceased father was at the foot of my bed.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
wow.
of course.
Wow.
I know. So, and from there, from him coming to see me, and I think to open a portal, and all of a sudden I started seeing other spirits, but they weren't so nice. So
Yeah.
that's the whole thing. And I learned this from doing investigations too. Wherever there's a spirit, like say if they were just haunted by one spirit, others will come. And they're
Yes.
usually not nice ones.
That's interesting. So
Yeah.
you see your grandfather, you were 4 years old. Um, what did he look like? A shadow or the actual image?
No, it was the actual image of my dad, but like I could see through
Right.
him. When I was younger, I was able to see you know how we see apparitions? I was able to see spirits very clearly. As I got older, I think I took more control because it's scary as a kid to see
Yeah.
apparitions, to see,
Yes.
because I'll tell you, there was so much spirit activity in this house that my family was feeling it, not seeing it like I was, but everyone felt like something was going on, and everyone was scared. You always felt like you were being watched. I was seeing them. And at one point, I remember watching TV in my parents' room, but I'm older now, I'm in my teens, and this man appears like in front of me, and he's wearing a bomber jacket, and he looked like he was in the war, and he had no, he was see through, and then like his legs kind of disappeared. And I remember like closing my eyes, opening, and him still being there. And I did this like 3 times until the 4th time it disappeared. I ran down the stairs, and to find that I'm explaining him to my mom that this is my stepdad's brother that died in the war. So
Oh,
I feel like because I didn't feel like scared of him, but it's a little startling. But I felt like he was there to help me too. So some crazy stuff went down there. I started getting grabbed. I was getting welts on my back. I was getting pushed. They were waking me up in the middle of the night, mimicking my mother's voice. So I'd hear somebody like my mom call, but it's not your mom, but it's still my mom's voice. And I'm
yes.
hearing
Oh, I
Amy
know what
call.
that is.
So I'm getting up to go look for her. And I would always like find myself at the foot of the stairs. Like it was like they were trying to hurt me. They wanted me to hurt myself. So
Oh.
when this was not happening, they started invading my dreams where they would like showing me that I could fly down the stairs. They kept showing me I could fly down the stairs, and I tried to do this one day, and my mom caught me. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I can fly down the stairs. I know I can do this because I keep seeing it, but they wanted me to hurt myself. So it's crazy. There was so many spirits in this house. I think I counted up to like 12 people
Wow.
in the house. Yeah.
Now, did they pass away in the house?
No, you know what? I'm going to tell you, like, what I found, like, from doing investigations. You guys do investigations too, right?
Yes.
So, I've noticed, like, it made me realize that wherever there, even if it's a good spirit, like my dad coming through just to see me, there's going to be others, and they don't have good intentions. And I realized this on an investigation one day. I was somewhere and I went down to the basement, and all of a sudden I felt this energy, and I could see this man, this elongated man, and he had a bloody devil's head. Now they change their looks. They can morph themselves into anything to scare us. It is scary to see that. And this guy, the vibration, the way his movements was actually penetrating my aura. Like I was getting sick. So like I ran up the stairs and I found out from the owner of the place that they had another famous psychic there from the UK. Same experience. So I'm sitting upstairs. People are still downstairs, and I noticed this thing only affects mediums too. So I
Wow.
see this thing, it like kind of comes at the wall through the wall at me and tells me that he's not here for, us, the humans. He's here for the others. He's like, and then I'm like, oh my God, that's what these things are. They're like trying to I call him the soul collector. They collect the souls. And there's always the same one in every I like sort of like flashing back to every investigation I did and everywhere. They're everywhere. They're at every location where
Soul
there's
collector.
spirits. And they like feed off of them. Not all, and some of them could be human, like humans before, but they got stuck here. The earthbounds become confused. That's what happens, and they
Right.
turn into negative energy. But mostly soul collectors, I don't think they were ever human. They're just creation of negative energy, because energy never dies.
Yes.
So it's like
Yep.
these
Go back to that.
entities are created out of negativity. And they try and keep these souls, these earthbounds here, controlling them. They feed off of them. So I call them the soul collectors. But I was going back and I'm like, at every location I've been at, whether I was doing like a residential, go clear a home, right before I walk in, I would like assess the place remotely. And I'm like, all right, I feel this negative energy there. So I would go into the places or the investigation residentials, and when I got in there, I could feel the other spirits, but I couldn't feel that negative energy. And I just thought I was such a tough guy, like I'm great. I'm like the thing left because it was afraid of me. They were hiding. They're good at this.
Oh yeah.
They're still there, But if you get rid of the spirit, like if you cross over the spirit, they won't stay because they want to feed off of that. So I think a lot of people can relate to this. A lot of investigators can relate to this.
So then, are we led to believe, we're investigators and there's so many questions out there that I still try to rack my brain on certain things. Are we led to believe that someone that we know and loved that crossed over but didn't go to whatever you want to believe, heaven or purgatory or another dimension, that it's possible that a soul collector or a negative entity is on the same realm / frequency as them?
No, you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. It's like my dad was crossed over. They can, when they cross over, they can still come back and visit us. But you get some of these earthbound souls, like, from a violent ending, or some people don't want to leave. Like, I always think, like, to myself too, when I cross, I don't think I could ever leave my daughter. I say to myself, I wonder if this is going to be me, because I can't see myself leaving her.
Yeah.
So I think, like, it's going to be like that. You don't want to leave somebody, but the light's always there, because every time I've done residential cases, it was easy for me to cross them over because the light is always there. It's not that I brought the light; they have the light with them. It's like whether they after a while, when you're earthbound so long, and it's not purgatory. It's kind of, you're here, you're in between. So it's a free for all almost. Like, negative energies could be here. It's not hell, or anything like that. But there's negative energies here, on Earth too. So, I do a lot of cases where I can actually see, like, shadow figures, and they just turn out to be negative manifestations from the people in the homes.
Wow.
So
That's interesting.
There's a lot of levels to this, but I got to tell you, the earthbounds could always cross over. It's not impossible. And when we cross over, it's not like heaven and hell and all that BS. It's different levels. It's different levels. We're forgiven.
When you what do you mean by levels?
Well, all right. Say if somebody's really bad, like killed a lot of people, like a mobster or something. When he crossed over, we all go for a life review. Some is going to be really quick, and we just, go up. We go to a higher frequency, because we're energy now. Our souls are energy. We're energy now, but we're in a physical body. So you just go higher, higher, higher. It's more peaceful. It's more loving as the higher frequency you go to. When we go for the life review, we're going to see how we affected people's lives, good and bad. So if you did, like, gave some guy $20, you know what? That got him gas and he got a job, and it shows you, he was able to get a job, feed his family. It shows you how you affected all those people in his life. Just like if you hurt somebody, if you physically hurt somebody, and how it affected them, and how it affected their family taking care. And like later in life, them carrying this trauma around, and they have children, and they pass that trauma on to the children. It shows you how you affect, because we're all one and we all affect each other, and we got to correct that.
So is there a karmic tie towards doing negative things in the physical world, where is there a karmic tie where you do something negative, whether it's murder or whatever it is, and then you cross over eventually?
Yeah.
You don't raise, I would believe you wouldn't raise to a higher vibration. Does that mean that night you have to redo what you've done? Like relive?
You do, or like you're actually seeing it, like, reviewing it until you come to terms with it. And most of the times, when we cross over, we get rid of all that, the anger, the negativity, and we're remorseful. So some do want to come back to make up for what they did. Then some people are just scared to cross over. How many people, like, like family members you've been with that were going to pass, and they would say, I'm so afraid. I'm afraid. I remember hearing this from my own mom. She was afraid. And I was explaining to her what was going to happen. And it is scary. It's the unknown for everyone. So sometimes they're reluctant and maybe won't walk through the light, because they might say, oh my God, maybe I shouldn't walk through there. I don't know what that is. Is that hellfire? What is that? Although you feel the comfort of the love. You hear these people, these NDEs, people that pass over, they all say the same thing. They felt the loving light coming at them, and then they saw loved ones.
Well, yeah, I researched the near-death experiences, and a lot of these cases, there's no time on that side, and they could see everybody, everywhere, every place, at every single, what we would call time. And it's all connected. Like you said, it's a connected energy where they already know everything. They feel everything that we're putting out there. So then I guess the question for you would be, have you spoken to those that have crossed over and they tell you exactly where they are? Where are they? And what are they doing?
They don't really tell you. It's not like speaking, but they kind of show you. And it's funny, from me doing readings too, they show me where they're at. It's whatever you want it to be. It's your consciousness. It's where you love. Like I remember this one reading I did, and this man was showing me in life he lived on a golf course. He loved golf that much.
Wow.
And in heaven, his heaven, he lived on a golf course. And he loved it. I'm telling his family this. He's like, he just loved, this is his heaven. Think of your heaven. You love the beach. You're going to live on the beach. You're going to have a house on the beach. We create our own heaven where we can be, but we can go wherever we want. We can come back here to help others. There's no time and space, like everyone says. There really isn't.
They say the time, past, and present is all one.
Intertwined.
Yeah. So do you think then that it's possible, and I asked this to other guests as well, that we already planned our lives before birth as a soul? We wrote it out and how we want to live and experience the physical world on this journey.
Yeah. You know what? I do believe some do that, and I think some people just go in it to wing it. It's whatever you want. Me personally, I think I came just to wing it. I was like on an adventure. Let's do this, baby. Come on. Let's see what shit we can start around here.
You've investigated like a lot of locations.
Oh yeah, everywhere.
What was one of like the most really, like one that really left a mark on you? That was really scary.
Oh, just recently, over the summer, I went to I always say it wrong, Kreischer Mansion.
In Staten Island. We used to live across the street from that.
In Staten Island?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On Norfolk Hill. We lived right across the street from there.
We're from Staten Island.
Oh, get out of here. Now, listen, I never heard of this place. You know what? When I tell you, I always tell you, I just came out of the broom closet, 5 years ago, slowly. So I wasn't out doing investment. I was doing readings. I was doing them privately. I wasn't on social media posted anything about what I was doing. But so I'm new. I always did residential cases because people would call me up, listen, got a ghost here, we're being haunted. So I was doing this on my own. That's how this happened. Because one day I was at a house and it just scared the crap out of me. And I'm like, you know what? I should be doing this with other people. I'm like, what if something happens? What if I get pushed down the stairs and I'm unconscious? So that's how I got into this. I started talking to other people, but now I lost my train of thought. Anyway, the Kreischer Mansion. So I have no idea. My friends invited me to that, so I'm really excited. So I do remote viewing. So usually I'll start picking up stuff on my way there. So I'm driving, and all of a sudden I see this woman out on the front porch of the house. Now I still don't know what the house looks like, and I'm thinking actually in my head that this is 1800s and stuff like that. This is what I thought, how they explained it to me. So I was automatically going there. But as I'm driving, this woman's in the front porch with a gun. And there's other people in the windows with guns. So I'm like, so she goes, they were trying to protect themselves from the family that was coming there. So I'm like, all right. So then, I get there and I'm like, all right, this is the porch where I saw the woman sitting. So the owner's outside and there's another guy there from a radio station. And I'm telling what I'm picking up. I said, listen, somebody was killed here. I said, I know somebody was killed here. And I said, and there were bodies here. So I'm picking up so that really scared the crap out of me. As I was walking, so that they were, walking around the house, and I walked down the stairs, and as I'm on the stairs, I'm like, oh my God, somebody was killed here. And I kept seeing this man, but it was weird. He had no shirt on. He kept walking around with no shirt on. And he was the man that was killed. He like kept coming in my face because he wanted to talk to me, but I couldn't understand what he was saying. But I know there was a man killed there. And as I'm sitting there, I'm seeing bodies coming down the stairs and out the back door. So I'm like, what the frig are they doing? So I'm like, there's something weird going on here, like where they're burying bodies, they're doing something with bodies, but there's a lot of dead bodies there. Only to find out that man, so there's the family. I'm thinking it's the Hatfields or McCoys. It's the mob families that live there. And the guy was killed on the stairs, and they used to bring bodies through the basement out the back door to the chop shop or something like that, where they would chop the bodies. Well, I had gone out to that backyard area, which I was so scared. And they have that school bus there. There's a school bus on the property. I was seeing.
It's been a long time for us.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
We actually were seeing people walking past, like shadows, like blocking out the yellow of the bus, walking past. We were the only ones there. So it was creepy as hell. So
wow.
But so anyway, so my friends were doing ITC upstairs, with the radios, and it kept saying my name, and then it said bring April to the basement. So I'm like, no, I am not going down in the basement anymore. Oh wait, I just gotta tell you one more key thing. I forgot to say this. I was picking up a little boy there too. The little boy came to visit me while I was at a diner before we went over there.
Mm-hmm.
So we get there and they do the infrared camera, the floor, and we captured the little boy in the bathroom. And it wasn't a reflection off of tiles. Like there was a little boy standing in front of me. It was creepy. It was really creepy.
Was he connected to the house, the little boy?
Yeah, I forgot I try not to find out I didn't want to know anything else about the house. I always say just validate what I'm getting, and telling me I'm right or I'm in the right direction. And I don't want to know anything else because I want to go back there. So I can't have any information in my head.
Yeah, that does have a really wild history. I didn't know the whole history of it, but
yeah,
it's been so many years since we've been there. But
I was gonna say I know that friggin' accent.
I know yours.
Wait, but where are you guys now?
In Easton, PA.
Oh,
so
okay,
we're like an hour. Yeah, we're like an hour and a half away.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
So, do you think that the spirits that you've seen is possibly those that were murdered or just died there of natural causes?
Well, you know what? I'm kind of like going back and forth. So I'm seeing people that like were there in the past that might have been like there on the property at the time. I'm like seeing glimpses. I get images. Sometimes it's a movie. Sometimes it's just quick images. So the images I was getting, I was definitely talking to this woman. She was a badass. So, but she was kind of showing me flashes that there was other guys around. So this must have been like the family with guns or other mobsters, whatever, and waiting because they knew this was coming. The hit was coming.
Mm-hmm.
And it did come for that guy that got shot on the stairs. As a matter of fact, the plank of the stairs is missing where the bullet hole was.
Well, it makes sense because Staten Island was known for,
especially that area.
Yeah,
and Jersey too.
Wow.
Amongst the mobsters. I love it. But you know what? I got to tell you, like the way, like when they would tell me I was going to this mansion, I wasn't putting two and two together. I was like, logically, this is not psychically. I'm like, all right, so this is going to be like an old mansion from the 1800s. And that's what I thought I would start picking up on. But when I started picking up like these people with guns, I'm like, wait a minute, this is messed up.
Mm-hmm.
She's not from the 1800s. She's recent. I'm like, and she's got a gun.
Oh man, that's crazy. I want to talk about the Travel Channel, the hit series, The Holzer Files.
Yes.
So tell us about this experience. How was this experience? How did it all happen?
Oh gosh, that was great. Like now I'm starting to become like known like in the area. So they came to Jersey. They're doing the Lambert Castle. So they called me, the producers called me. I don't know how they found me, but I'm not asking. I'm like, yeah, man. So the producer gets on the phone. He goes, listen, have you ever been to the Lambert Castle? And I'm like, no, but I'm gonna tell you what I see. And I said, people are seeing a woman in white there, aren't they? And he goes, I don't really know what's going on there. Like he's just a producer, so they don't know the show yet. So I said, well, I'm seeing a woman in white there. I said, as a matter of fact, I'm outside I see this woman by a tree. She's in white and she starts walking towards the stone wall where she sees this man. She gets up to the man disappears. And then she looks upset and she disappears. So I said, listen, let me take a ride up to the castle and let me see what I pick up. So, I take a ride over to the castle the following week and I get there and it was already closed because it's a museum now. So I start walking around. I find the tree and the stone wall. I'm like, all right, I'm on the right track here. So as I'm walking around the castle, I start hearing this woman crying, like uncontrollably, just crying, distraught. Your mom, right? We know. Yeah. I said, this woman lost a child. I know this cry. With that, now I do remote viewing. I am in the bedroom with this woman. And I'm looking at her. She's sitting on the bed, with her hands on her face. She's crying. She's dark hair in a bun, black dress, small woman, white collar. And she looks up at me and she goes, I'm not who they think I am. So I'm like, all right, I think I get you. So I thought she was telling me that she's not the woman in white, but they did think that this is Mrs. Lambert I'm seeing. Okay. So obviously she's not this woman in white because this is what she's trying to tell me. So we fast forward. I go to the night tonight we're filming, and I walk in. I meet with producers. I meet Shane first. Shane was great. Mm-hmm. Shane and I are good friends because she showed me
we had him on our show.
All the snacks were. Now the producers bringing me up the stairs to go meet Dave Schrader, and as I'm walking and I'm turning the corner, there's a windowsill, big windowsill, and there's a picture there. And I look at it and I grab the producer. I said, hey, that's the woman I saw, the woman in white. And it's a picture of Isabella Lambert, the daughter, in her wedding gown. Oh, she died before the mom. The mom outlived all the children.
Wow. Oh,
she's the woman haunting the castle. So now I go up and I meet Dave Schrader. We're talking back and forth, and I'm telling about my experience. Now, all right. So now they go to film. A few days later, they're investigating him, Shane and Cindy, and all you hear in their investigation, you hear a woman crying from the bedroom I was in. That I tell them this is the bedroom I was in where I saw the woman crying. While they're investigating, they pick it up on audio and on film of the woman crying in that room. So it was pretty crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know. I want to go back to me. I was on Dave's radio show about a month or so ago. We were saying we want to go back there.
Do you think it's residual energy, or do you think it's an active?
I think some is residual and some is actual.
Okay.
Like I definitely felt like the residual is the daughter, and the actual was the mother. She was destroyed. I just feel like she's in and out of consciousness unless was just coming back to show me what happened, to tell me her story, because I mean it's different what they filmed, like the storyline they went with. I still believe that Mrs. Lambert just wanted to be known that she wasn't haunting the castle, and just that how distraught she was from losing all those children. She lost 5 children.
Horrible.
Yeah. I can't even imagine it. That's what I said. Like if I was to die and leave my daughter, even if she's a grown woman, I can't see myself wanting to leave her. Yeah. I know I'm going to fight it, but I'll know better. I'm like, all right, April, just go into light because I can come back.
Well, I think it's great that we'll be able to do that. I comment come and go.
Well, how does that happen?
I've heard that before.
Yeah, I've heard
so
it too.
So many people say that. Like,
how do you think that's possible?
Oh, well, you know what? You're not a body anymore. You're energy. Energy can travel anywhere through time and space. I mean, it's scientifically proven,
Right.
So of course there's a consciousness there too with the energy. So we can do whatever we want. It just from seeing these people, like when I cross them over or talking to them, just like how they go about their lives and how they know things, how they come around when somebody's going through a bad time. Like, when you're going through a bad time, you can almost like you're getting little signs.
Yeah.
Whether it's song or it's like feathers, the dimes, it's they want you to know that they're with you. Seeing the numbers, like that's all I've been seeing is the 222s, the 444s. It's been haunting me. So, and those are my two favorite numbers, 2 and 4. See, and you know what else? See, numbers have energy too. Everything carries energy. Like 2 and 4 are very positive numbers. The number 5, as a child, I absolutely hated the number 5. 5 represents chaos. How funny is that? Like your body naturally knows that.
Oh,
That's
man.
Yeah.
Well, make sure we don't play number 5 in the lottery.
I knew you were going to say that. He goes, make sure you don't play number 5 in the lottery.
That's funny. What's your thoughts on reincarnation? Are you a believer in like we can come back?
Yeah, I do believe we can come back. As a matter of fact, it's not my thing. It's not my forte. But I've had dreams, like recurring dreams, where I'm this woman, this younger girl, and I know I'm like in Ireland or Scotland, and I know, and it's funny too. Like I love movies in the 1800s. I'm so attracted to that time period. So there's got to be a reason for that, and I think that's all of us. Like if you feel like Vikings, maybe you were a Viking in your past life,
It's true. It's what you get
attracted to.
Yeah. Have you ever
get glimpses of it, once in a while? Like that's like deja vu too, like or like we're in another country, or dreams that you have.
Have you ever had any attachments or anything follow you home?
No, and I talk about this a lot, and I know people say this. I think it's very, very rare that this happens. It is so rare. But the people that I've known to have said this have gotten a lot of attention from it. So it just happened to happen to them all the time. Not that it doesn't happen. And we have complete control of everything. You say you're not coming with me and that's it. But it does an attachment or a negative feeling tends to prey on the weak.
Yeah, and
that's why, you know what? Number one rule I always say is if you're going investigating, do not, if you had a fight, if you're with your loved one, family, or if you're not feeling well, do not go, because your immune system, your energy is so low. You're open for that.
It's so true.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, if I don't feel good, I won't do a reading either. I'm like, I want to give my best reading. My energy low.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's the weakest link, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the black shadow figure?
The black shadow. See, the black shadow could be many things. Listen, some of the earthbounds and some of them, there's mean earthbounds that like were human in life that are stuck here and they wanted to stay here because they're afraid to cross because they know what they might deal with. That's the problem. So they get stuck here. They mask themselves as shadow figures. Then you do have the real shadow figures, which I've seen, which are a little spooky. They're not demons or anything. Everyone thinks it's demonic. It's not demonic. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of cases that I've done is the shadow figures were actually created from the home because they
Mhm.
had a lot of negative stuff. There's a lot of shit going on. There's a
Yeah.
lot of fighting, drugs, alcohol, dysfunctional families. Another thing,
Negativity.
yeah, negativity. So I always tell, like, I'll go clear the house up, but what they need to do is you gotta you can't have clutter in the house, which I know we all do. I do, but I keep it to one room. But clutter causes chaos, and for some reason
Makes
it
sense.
carries an energy.
Yeah, I mean, I never really thought of it like that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I open all the shades every morning, let the sun in. You gotta let the sun in. I always tell people, do always let the sun in, because the light, you can't, the darkness cannot hide in the light,
Yeah.
and it clears it out.
That's true. I'm more of like a closed, like the dark, and he's putting the lights on all day.
Yeah, me too.
Yin and yang.
Well, that's good. That's me and my husband. My husband too. He likes all the shades down. Me, I wake up in the morning, I'm like, all the shades open, the windows open. He's like, what if people could see? I'm like, I don't care. Look at me. No, but it's good for the house. It's really good to have that. It cleanses the house. The sun. The sun washes away all our problems, our sins.
Oh goodness.
And the moon hides our secrets.
Up tomorrow.
You don't have to do it all the time, but like if you're feeling a little stagnant, what's another way, guys, I'm going to tell you, to clear energy if you don't have sage or Florida water, is to clap throughout your house. Now I would keep the shades down, because your friends and neighbors will think you're a weirdo, but actually that breaks up energy. Yeah. We are the weirdos.
Oh, you have no idea.
Clapping through the rooms. I've done that, where I go around. It breaks up the energy, that stagnant energy. You don't want the energy to get stagnant and fall in the crevices. They love to hide, like negative energy likes to hide in closets. The boogeyman in the closet. It's true. They hide in corners, in the corners in the ceilings. Like, that's another place I always cleanse.
What do you think about sage? Because a lot of people say that it either it makes things worse. What's your opinion on that?
You know what? It's depending. It's depending on what's going on in the house. Sometimes, some spirits are like, hey, F you. This doesn't do anything to me, sucker. Now I'm going to come back and get you even worse. It does help. It does help. You can keep doing it and it will help. It'll break it up. Sometimes they'll come back with a little more, but eventually be a little more problem, because you're getting to them. Getting to them.
For some reason, here at this house, whenever, because I love sage. I love it.
Yeah.
I love the smell. I just love it. But every single time I would light it, chaos would just break loose. So for us, it would always make things a little worse. I'm going to tell
you something. People sage incorrectly. So when you sage, you have to start in the lowest floor, right? You have to, now say if you're Catholic, like I'm Catholic, so I use the cross. And, depending on which client I have, I will, abide by, what religion they are, and do different prayers or whatever for that. But so you're going to start in the lowest floor, right? I want everyone to write this down. This is the right way. You start in the left corner facing east. So you're going to do every corner, every window, and every threshold. So every doorway or everything that you walk through, and mirrors, sign of a cross. You could say a prayer, say whatever you want. I love to do the corners too, up by the ceiling. Very important. Those suckers like to hide up there. And then you go up to the second floor, third floor, and when you're finished, just open the windows, open the door, and let that shit out. Woo, get out. You are evicted.
Very interesting.
What's good too? This works, if not better, is Florida water. So I have Florida water in a spray bottle, and I carry that everywhere I go. So if you see me spraying somebody, you're negative ass away from me.
There's got to be a reason. Yeah.
And then for my, from really, really bad dark stuff, I use war water or Mars water.
Okay.
Preferably, I think witches make it. I'm a shaman, so I belong to a tribe, so I know our chief taught us how to make it. So I would preferably get war water. You can make your own too. I think you can find it online. But if you really want good stuff, I would get it from a shaman.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that stuff I what's that commercial? I use that shit on everything. That's my warm water. Like I do that on doorways. I spray that in my hand and I do the sign of the cross on doors, over the doorways, the windows, everything.
Do you put it in a water gun?
It's what?
Do you put it in a water gun?
Hey, you know what? That'll work. That's a good idea. That's fun. Listen, I like to have fun. I'll be shooting people in my car.
Negative energy when someone's driving next to you, they try to cut you off. You spray their car.
And you know how we drive, Jersey, New York, like got short.
Yeah.
We're ready to fight. We're ready to fight everyone. We're getting how we're fighting.
I'm going to find a water gun in his car tomorrow.
That's funny. Hey, when you said negative energy likes to hide up in the ceilings and the closets, and we can't see, I mean, most people can't see it. So what is it hiding from?
Well, it knows, it's like a kid. When a kid does something bad and they kind of hide from you for a while, or they lie, it's,
yeah.
They're up to no good.
Gotcha. Yep.
Why are you hiding? Why are you hiding? There's a reason you're hiding something. And that's why the sunlight on it exposes it. So that's what dissipates them. And you can get rid of them. You can get rid of that negative energy.
Yeah.
Oh, and you know what else is one of my favorites? I'm sharing all my tricks. I love witch's black salt.
Oh.
That stuff is badass. You could put that. Never, and I want to tell people, never ever put salt around your whole entire house.
So many
people do that.
Yeah, I always wondered why. I never really liked that.
All right, wait. So you know what? Let me tell you something. Say you do cleanse your house, but some don't leave. Those bad entities I would feel in the house. I thought they were gone. They weren't gone. They were hiding. And I put salt around the whole house. I just locked them into the house.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you could put salt over the windowsills, in the corners of the room, and that keeps negative energy away, keeps evil spirits away. But the witch's black salt or black salt is just great.
I'm definitely going to look into that. I think my feeling is if you have a house and it really has a lot of negative, spirits, entities, whatever you want to call them, how is salt going to stop them from coming in?
I know. Yeah. No, I totally get it. It's just a property. It's just like, it's magic. It really is magical. You know how the celery juice movement?
Yeah.
And it works. It's great for your body and it heals people. It really does. Not from cancer or anything like that, but it will make you feel great. But you have to drink the salt right away. It's as soon as it's juiced, when that salt is broken down in the celery, it's activated. Mm-hmm. Holy Spirit, activate. I had to throw that in there. But you know what I'm saying? It activates that salt, and that's what heals. That celery juice actually draws out toxins from your central nervous system and from your brain. If you drink celery juice for 1 week, you try it for a week, you'll feel like $1 million. It is one of the greatest.
I've heard that.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Yep. So it's a lot of people with autoimmune diseases. You got to look him up. The medical medium, Anthony Williams. I love him. I always talk about him when I do my live readings.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but you know what, too? I always said, I was just talking about this. Remember, what movie was that? Practical Magic. Yeah. And I love this line. What she says that the one guy, Sandra Bullock, says to him, she grabs his badge. She said, "See this badge?" She said, "You believe this protects you, so it does." Because our words are powerful. What we believe, we make happen. So he made that badge protect him. I believe this badge is going to protect me, so it does. So I would say our words are magic. You don't have to do magic spells. You don't have to do candles unless you want to. But you know what? We can make things happen. We are the spell. It's as simple as that. All we have to do is say it. We say it into existence. That's why never put yourself down. Don't say, I'll never be, I'll never get anywhere in life. I'll never have a husband. Because you know what? Guess what? The universe hears it's all right. You're never having a husband. Because it bounces back to you, So you got to say, I'm going to meet the greatest guy because I am the greatest woman. So I'm going to match myself and just say wonderful things. I'm going to get that job. I'm getting that raise.
Got to be positive.
Yes. But you're really saying that loud, the affirmation. And I used to listen, I would eye roll myself into the next century. When people used to talk about affirmations, I'm like, oh my God, are you freaking kidding me? But you know what? It really does work. It really does work.
Wow, we're going to try that.
Definitely.
Yeah, right.
Tomorrow I will be rich.
You got to
don't play the number 5, Bill.
Yeah. No, of course the number. We have to have the number 5. But you know what it is? It's like a warning. What's funny? Is I will actually see, like, I'll look up at the clock or something and see 911. And if I keep seeing it, I'm like, all right, something's going down, and something is going down, So I like panic when I see 911 now. Like,
I mean,
please stop it, please. It's like getting a tarot card in your tarot deck. Like, I want to take that card out of my deck. I'm like, I see that. I'm like, son of a bitch. I'm like,
what's your thoughts on people that want to try and experience the Ouija board? What's your thoughts on that?
You know what? I know, like, TV really just made a lot of things crazy. And, like, you know what it is? We regurgitate things that are said, but there's no truth behind everything. It's just like going to a medium, You're messing with the spirits. You're but it's like going to a haunted house. When we go to locations, if somebody's here, please talk to us.
Yeah.
Please talk into our recorder. It's the same thing as the Ouija board. The Ouija board's not,
it's
evil,
another tool.
It's just another tool. Exactly.
Yeah.
But you know what? This is what TV does. Like, how many people, like, I had somebody call me up. Listen, I have a lot of flies in my house. I said, why? Did you watch the Amityville Horror? I'm like, that doesn't mean anything. There's a certain time of year where flies will come around your house. I was happen to run into this story online, but flies will be attracted to the west side of the house on a certain time of year. So, but you see, people get that in their heads from the Amityville house. There's a lot of things we got in our heads from the Amityville house.
And what about the black-eyed children?
Oh, with black-eyed children.
Yeah, you know what? I never really. I've heard of it. I never read about it. Is this like what they were seeing? Like,
yep.
When they capture on camera?
Yeah, it's many of people have had these encounters with them. They knock on the door and ask to come in.
Well, I don't know what that is.
That happened.
I don't know what that is. I never experienced that. I think that would freaking creep me the hell out.
Do you believe in them? Do you think that?
I got to tell you something. I had a friend. It was a friend of my husband's, an older gentleman. We loved him. He worked for the FBI. He didn't believe in any of this, but he had told us a story about the woman that he picked up on the road by a cemetery, whatever, like that. He drove her to the house. And then when, like, he pulled up to the house, she was gone. So he went to the door and the parents said, that was my daughter. This is what he's telling us the story. How many times have you heard that story? It's all over the world. That same story. It's crazy.
Yeah,
But
that's amazing.
this guy I trust 100% because he just didn't believe in this. He's not one to tell a story. He was a regular guy. Worked for the FBI, like in the computer department. That's what type of guy he was. So him telling me that story, and I'm like, and you always hear that, like, I do believe people encounter that. The black-eyed kids, I think I would have a heart attack if I saw a black-eyed kid.
So would I.
Yeah, like,
definitely creepy. That's for sure.
Nothing creepier than seeing a little kid with black eyes.
Yeah.
But then you know what? It's weird because like it's just like that one picture in the Amityville house where they got the picture of the little boy. Doesn't he have dark eyes? Like it kind of looks like dark eyes.
He did.
On the staircase.
He did have dark eyes. Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah,
it's creepy.
So many questions.
There are so many questions. I can't answer them all, but I do believe all this is happening. But I will some stuff.
We've experienced it.
Yeah.
We've experienced these things. And from New York, I was a hardcore skeptic. I didn't believe in any of it. If I didn't see it, I didn't believe it, period. I don't believe in anybody's word until it happened. When I see toys going off without batteries, now I can't explain that. So then okay, so now this is real. And so, we like what you do, and you're helping people. And it is true for the listener out there. This stuff does exist. And, maybe somebody may never encounter anything. That's fine. But it does happen. Paranormal phenomenon, the supernatural, love spirits trying to communicate with you, especially through dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's real. And somebody like yourself with abilities. Yeah.
Can I tell you something? And it depends on you. Like, there was 6 kids in my house. Like my brother did not experience anything. He did not feel anything. But the funny thing was, now that I think about that, everybody else in my family did encounter something. My brother did not. But I used to sleep in my brother's room. I couldn't sleep in my room anymore. Nobody would sleep on the top floor anymore in those bedrooms because it was so bad. It's just like you were woken up every night with something, shadows or something standing there, something touching you, something in bed with you. I woke up to something in bed with me.
Wow.
It was very scary. Yeah. My brother's room, I would say my brother's room, they could never come into my brother's room. I could hear them, I could see them, I could feel them, but they can never cross that threshold.
Wow. Well, that was really good. You had somewhere to go where everyone, you felt
exactly
safe.
But my brother never had an experience either, so it was weird. It's like, were they afraid of my brother?
Maybe.
Yeah, it was so weird.
Well, April, we're coming to the end of the show.
Okay.
We really enjoyed having you on. You're so funny. Thank you for everything that you're doing out
there. Where
can
people find you, and what do you have going on?
They can go to intuitiveapril.com. And let's see, where am I? I'm all over the place. I think December 11th, I'm going to be at the Masonic Lodge in Virginia. That's a Flumery event. And where else am I? I don't even know where I'm going to be. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm always doing something every month. Just go to my website, intuitiveapril.com. And join my mailing list so you can keep up to date where I'm going to be. I do live readings. I do gallery readings. And I would love to come back on if you ever want me to do readings.
Oh, we definitely want you back on.
In fact, we're going to do one better.
The hour goes by so fast.
We want to invite you to the Horsefly Chronicles home.
Oh, no.
Yes. Because you guys are in New York, right? Yeah. Oh, no, PA.
Yeah, we're not far.
Yeah. Oh, no, I love Pennsylvania.
Oh, I'm sure you'll love it here.
I would love to come there.
Well, I will definitely be in touch with you. Thank you so much for coming on tonight.
Thank you, April. You've been a blast. You're a lot of fun, a lot of knowledge. Everyone, please share the show.
Yes, thank you.
I mean, this was a great show. Went so quick. We definitely have to do a follow-up part 2. There's a lot of questions I didn't get to, which I want to. And a lot of the listeners have, I know there's questions that I have to get to for them.
I'm from Jersey. I could keep talking all night. But I got stories for you guys.
We definitely want to do a part 2 and meet up with you.
Yes.
Julie, let's wrap it up.
All right, guys. Well, we want to... I'm like very discombobulated here. Okay. Special thank you to Carnation for sponsoring the show. We love them. So please join us next Monday night on the United Public Radio Network on 105.3 FM from New Orleans. And stay tuned for the Angel Rock with the amazing Laura Lee Popton next.
Thank you so much,
Thank
everyone.
you.
April, everybody have a great, safe night, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you. Good
Thank
night.
Bye-bye.